everyone, it's Lachlan, your National Brand Ambassador for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society in Australia, to share with you our newest vaults release. This is from Distillery 76, which is a bit of a cult favourite as far as whisky nerds have gone. It's had a bit of a turbulent history as a distillery, as there was a bit of a period where people felt the spirit fell off the edge, but it was a limited access to it. But this is incredibly cool. This is 76.150. Glory be to the patisserie. Now, this is distilled in 1991. It's a 32-year-old single cask that has been matured in 2 separate sherry casks. So for the first 28 years, it was in an ex-oloroso butt, and then the next 4 years, it was in a refill ex-Spanish oak Pedro Jimenez sherry butt. We have seen a couple of these older 76s come through recently. This is a great example of one of those. This was clove-studded honey glazed ham, which, if you saw me at Whiskey Abbey, or if you've spoken to either myself or Adam, our marketing manager, this is in my opinion, one of the perfect representations of this distillery. From the 90s and early 2000s. It is just that real meaty, rich, characterful kind of spirit. So I'm really excited to dive into this and see if it is similar to that or it just, holds up. So let's have a taste. Straight out of the gate, you just get this whack of malt. It's savoury, it's biscuity. It reminds me of tatty scones, Scottish tatty scones, butter fried or pork fat fried tatty scones. And then really biscuity shortbread and butterscotch. And this old school sherry element, almost reminiscent of those red brick lined dunnages, those wine dunnages specifically. And then that really nutty oloroso character does kind of come through. Oh wow. This is also bottled at 54.9%. It's held its ABV so well for 32 years, especially going from cask to cask. You tend to see a bit of a drop off in ABV, so it's really held well. Oh wow. A lot of freshly cracked black pepper, a bit of lime zest as well. And then some baked oranges, or even some pink grapefruit coming through. Let's have a taste. There's all that patisserie, that custard cream, those coronets, those choux pastry with custard through it. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. Very nutty as well, like chestnut butter and walnuts, roasted walnuts. It's quite different to the previous 76 that we had, the clove-studded honey-baked ham. That is very traditional for this distillery, that really meaty, dense, rich. This is much more your kind of malty. It really speaks to the cask and the spirit, that beautiful refill sherry timber, old oloroso, that old PX, that's really highlighted just the beautiful grain character coming through. Especially at 32 years, it's held up some vibrancy, but it's got so much depth and density to it. But it's just, comparatively, the raw meaty element that you do find on the close honey baked ham is so different. Now, this distillery is famous for being one of the most unique distillation regimes in Scotland, as it's distilled 2.81 times in a very convoluted and complex way, which is why whiskey fanatics globally have absolutely fell in love with it. It's why it is known as a cult favourite. Unfortunately, we see fewer and fewer of these bottlings that showcase that original, very dense and meaty spirit that made it named the Beast of Dufton. But it is what it is. Especially as we're going to see fewer of these Vault collection releases, as the Vault collection is being evolved into what we are now calling the Creators Collection, which you might have seen a few of those come out already with the Peat Plants release. We've got some coming out in the next few months as well. While the Vaults Collection will still exist in Australia for the remainder of this year, I implore you to get around where you can to try and taste some of these incredible spirits in these bottlings, because there's very few, very far between. On that note, I'd love to see you all at an event very shortly. Feel free to leave a comment, ask us about any of the Vaults releases that we do have available on the website, and Sanchiva, enjoy whiskey.